way that they get their name out there is that they find these people who do Let's Plays for a living, and they give them, pre-released access.
Yep.
And they play it. That's what got me to Minecraft. I saw a couple YouTubers playing Minecraft, and I instantly was like, that is pretty darn sweet. That is the shiznick.
And that's a perfect example too.
Yeah, and so I saved up for like the next, well, I don't know how long I saved up, but I waited until I had the money, and I pre-got it, and I bought it, and I loved it. I still do love it if I ever find a big group to play with again. But anyway, that's a prime example of Minecraft, and it's still going strong with all the mods that are coming out. It's a big, popular game, and it all started because a brand new company decided, hey, we are going to get in touch with these YouTube Let's Players who have at least 100,000 subscribers. That's 100,000 people at least per YouTuber you give, who find out about the game and go, you know what, that does look cool. And then they pre-order it, and all of a sudden you get this huge jump in sales. It's great. I have a hard time arguing with capitalism, pure and simple.
To a point, though, man. I mean, you can't be too overbearing. I mean, if you're just going to continuously push, people are going to end up stopping in a really bad way.
I'm simply stating that you do not put a bar on people that are able to help your work. You don't put a ban on people who buy your work. You don't, know what I mean? It's that's one of those things.
That's why you'll never see an indie developer try to put a stop to this kind of stuff. They embrace it, whereas the big companies are like, let's be more greedy. I mean, for a next generation console to come out with a full price off the shelf game, right? Off the shelf game for $60, $65, wherever you are, right? And then on top of that, they throw microtransactions into it, and then on top of that, they throw DLCs into it. Microtransactions in a full retail offering that you're paying up front for, that's obscene. And that's what they did with the latest Forza, and I'm offended by that. Good thing I don't like racing games.
It's just like how all the MMORPGs are now becoming free to play. The only ones that really cost money now is World of Warcraft. That's the only one that has a monthly subscription. The rest of them have turned free to play. But if you do not subscribe, or if some like Star Wars: The Old Republic, if you do not subscribe, you get like an experience decrease. You know what I mean? You don't get that extra boosted EXP. You only get to run so many flashes. You only get to do so much of the stuff. Whereas if you were a subscriber, you get unlimited. Also, a lot of the ones like Path of Exile, Neverwinter, Dragon's Prophet.
Ooh, Neverwinter.
It wasn't bad, but I prefer Path of Exile at this point. But they if they didn't have microtransactions, they wouldn't make a cent. It's all in the microtransactions nowadays.
By the way, Soldier, we gotta have to get together and do some Path of Exile and Minecraft and do some recordings.
I am down with that. We can do some co-op on that. We did some co-op on that Orcs Must Die too. You convinced me to buy that, and we've only played it once.
But hey, it was a very satisfying gaming session.
It is very satisfying. Except I was the experienced one after only playing for an hour.
Well, no, we had about the same amount. You were like 2 levels ahead of me.
I was 2 levels ahead of you, but then again, I also have the experience of, what is that one? Tower Defense or whatever.
Oh, I played tons of Tower Defense. Don't get me started on that.
It was this one, yeah. I have a ton of experience with that one, too.
Yeah, that's a good genre. So let's continue with the news, because I think we've made our points with the whole YouTube thing and just the general corporate greed.
That was kind of a discussion that we really didn't want to get into deep, but we did it anyway. It was fine.
It was a good one.
It was a good discussion, I guess.
But hey, people are gonna listen and it's gonna get fired up. We're like, I agree, and then we're gonna start some picket fence rallies and whatnot.
That's right. You know what? We're gonna do
because when that happens, dude, that means we're gonna have thousands of people on the stream. So awesome, let's do it.
Hey, we're the 2 million gamers. We're the 2 million gamers. You got the 2 million bikers group. We're the 2 million gamer group.
So some more news here. So December 10th marked the 20th anniversary of Doom, the Doom franchise. Isn't that cool? 20 years.
I remember playing Doom back in the day.
Man.
Oh gosh, you guys are old. I was too young to play it.
Oh yeah,
dude.
I've never played it, honestly. I would like to try.
Oh god.
Jumped after.
And the regular Nintendo.
Oh.
I played it when it was available as a shareware. Back in the days, what they used to do is they would have discs or diskettes where you pop them in and get a free game essentially, but you only get like the first episode or the first few chapters of a game, and then they'll wet the palette and you'd have to like buy the game in a retail store, and then eventually they got fancy and you downloaded the rest of the game. You know, when the internet finally started catching on. But yeah, Doom wasn't my first introduction to online FPS, but it was definitely where it really started. I mean, because before that, I played games like Quarter 7. I mean, I really go back. There were a lot of FPS games out there that people, like a lot of people say Halo and other games like that, really founded, really established online FPS. No, Doom really did it right, and even today, it still holds well.
Before Halo,
it did. But no one really considers the old Call of Duties remarkable until Modern Warfare started, if you think about it.
That's true. That's when I started with Modern Warfare.
Yeah. But
because after that, well, after Modern Warfare came out, that's when I went and bought all the old ones.
Yeah.
For like my PS2.
I think most people did.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare and then World at War are honestly probably the two best, in my opinion. It's after that they just kind of continued on, and it just kind of clogged it up, really, in my opinion. And besides that was the fresh moment for me. So I mean, it's gonna stick in my memory.
I liked it because it was simple.
It was.
I mean, I'm sorry to say this. I love Black Ops 2. I love Battlefield 4. I love all these new games that are coming out. But old Call of Duty.
Yep.
Where you could right click was aim, left click was shoot, and then you had WASD buttons, and then you had your E button for you could set it up for your knife, and then you had your grenade, and that's it.
Yep.
Now you got freaking strafing keys, and you got these keys, and you got drop back keys, and you running and then jumping to the prone key, and
you've got
all
the key
that
at the
shit.
corner key. I mean, you've got everything.
God, you got peeking keys where you sit there and go, you know, and shoot around corners. Just come on.
Which don't do me any good because I get shot in the head anyway.
As soon as you sit there and I'm aimed up ready, and I hit my key, I set it up to lean, and as soon as I do that, a bullet ricochets off the wall.
You know, the only games, dude, the only games that really took advantage of lean were the original Ghost Recon games and Rainbow Six. In those games,
very, very good.
Yeah, because those are more tactical games, whereas Call of Duty now is more like run and gun, like Halo. It's kind of like run around, everybody lone wolves, no one has teamwork. It's like, let's shoot, whoever gets as many bullets as possible into the air wins.
Pretty much. Yeah, that's always been my opinion between Call of Duty and Battlefield, was that Call of Duty is a reaction-based game, whereas Battlefield actually requires, squad. I mean, Battlefield 3, I'd get a couple buddies on, and I would be a healer. I mean, I'd get so many points.
Yep,
just from throwing down med packs, resurrecting them, all that. I mean,
they reward support. That's the way it should be.
Yep. Battlefield is honestly, if I have to choose between the two at this point, I would probably have to lean towards Battlefield.
Yeah, if you have to choose one or another, definitely.
Definitely right now.
Yeah, I'm personally sticking with Black Ops 2, and I don't think I'm going to get Ghost anytime soon. Unless a bunch of my friends and clan members say, you got to get it, we're all playing this. Alright, fine. But until then, no. I'm fine with Black Ops 2, and that's it.
I won it from my clan, one of the clans I was in. I won it, and we played it for a couple days. And then everyone just kind of petered off, and it's like, well, at least I got the game for free, because it wasn't going to be worth the $60 if we're not going to play it very much. And I can't stand playing it by myself. I can't stand playing those kind of games by myself. Even in Battlefield, I have a hard time playing by myself.
Yeah, it's not
though it's kind of fun to snipe.
Especially on a console, that seems to be the experience on gaming consoles, is that if you don't have friends that consistently play the same games with you, or they get distracted by the flavor of the week, you lose interest in the games and then you don't boot up the consoles. I don't have that same experience on the PC. You know, that's a big issue
Nowadays, when I look for a new game to buy, I typically always look for either a co-op to play with somebody or a multiplayer aspect that other people have played and have enjoyed and that will promise to play more. And that's typically what I aim for nowadays, is the multiplayer action. Unless, of course, I just really love the storyline.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, there's very few times I'll get a single player games because I know myself. I'll more than likely lose interest or get distracted by a multiplayer game, and someone will be like, "Hey, jump into this game with me," and then the game will collect dust because I'll lose my place in the story, and then I'll be like, I'll go back into it, and be like, "Where was it again? Ah, fuck it."
Yeah, exactly. That you don't even want to finish it then.
I actually have several games on Steam that I've just actually taken off my computer because it's a game that somebody invited me to. Like Microsoft Flight. Somebody invited me to that, and it was fun at the time. But when I start paying for it to even advance in the game, you can't do it.
Oh god.
Oh yeah.
And without paying for it, I was like, "Nah, dude, I'm not even paying for it."
No
because
point.
it's pointless.
That's
Because
the
then
way
you get one more island, you get 2 more planes, but then you have to pay for the next pack when it comes out.
Yep.
And then
That's a lot of ways. Some of these these games where you do what you can and then you have to wait real time. You know?
but we're actually doing the we're getting back into the nickel and diamond.
Oh, that's true.
again.
All right. Well, let's move on.
But anyway,
So yeah,
what we're the new.
can I finish one more news item before I forget?
Yes.
Because this is a perfect segue. So we said, Doom 20th anniversary, right? That's
Okay.
big. That's one of the games that innovated and really set a lot of things in motion. And the games today still borrow a lot of ideas from there. I won't get into the technical aspects of it, but I feel that there was a lot of breakthrough things that were a lot ahead of the time. But online gaming, that's one of the grandfather games. I mean, 20 years, dude. That's a long time. 2 decades. And that game was like well ahead of its time. And another thing is related to that. John Carmack. You know John Carmack from id?
Yeah.
Nope.
One of the guys, I think it was John Carmack and George Romero. I believe were the 2 guys that worked out of a basement in Texas. I believe is the myth, and they worked on Doom. And it was like, I think it was a college project for them. It was like something they did in their spare time. And John Carmack is considered by many to be like a wizard of programming. He can make a game. A wizard. He can make any game perform really well, no matter the hardware requirements. Something that a lot of developers today don't know how to do. They make games run like crap, and they force the hardware to be upgraded because they don't know how to optimize their code. But he's not like that, and the Doom engine was always great, and then Unreal came around and kind of knocked the wind out of his sails. But anyway, John Carmack, one of the founders of id, has left id. And he's gone on to pursue the Rift Oculus project full time. And Rift Oculus is that giant goggle thing with like scuba diving gear that's supposed to be finally the virtual reality device that we've been promised for all this time. It feels like every 5 or 7 years they come out with something like this, and then it starts to get gain some traction, and then it just fizzles away. So I don't know. Exactly. That's exactly how it goes. So I don't know. That's a smart move.
Without the rolling back in, it's just a beep 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 beep.
Anticlimactic derailing.
Very.
All right, so I think that's the obligatory news and buzz for now. Until we segue again.
Thank you. What we are going to do right now is I'm just going to turn on a little bit of music here while we get ready for the next section. The next segment will be, of course, we got to hit on League of Legends. We have to, because if we don't, then I'm going to go crazy because I'm sitting there going, is it League time? Is it League time? No! It is League time right now with the Obi moment. I know it's kind of late, actually, with the Obi moment now. He's making faces right now. But welcome, guys. If you are just tuning in, this is Horseplay with ObioneX2 right here. Up top, we got Yogi Bear, Yogizilla on Twitter. You guys can hit us all 3 up on Twitter during the show. If you guys want, you can't watch it, you can hit us up on Twitter. Tell us what we're talking about. And down below, we got the Soldier Z. Yo. And his name looks like, just you guys, it's at Soldierism on Twitter.
Unique.
I'm not touching that one.
As well as YouTube, on YouTube, it's /Soldierism as well. So you guys can hit us all up. We're putting some videos out anyway. But the one thing that I do want to put out there, okay, and this is just something that I'm going to just talk on for a few minutes, Yogi. I won't put too much on this for you, so you don't, tell me later on in the meeting tomorrow, dude, you talk too much about League of Legends again. Sorry.
Well, no, I think we should talk about League of Legends tons. That's kind of one of our main themes. But we should chop it up into segments.
We are going to. But the segment right now is what I like to do, guys, is I do like to get in there and kind of tell everybody what the main champions played, some winning percentages on champions played.